Today we head off on a trip that for many is such an important part of their life. A visit to the heart of our country can change you as a person. The colours, the wildlife, the sheer size and scale of the outback, and of course there are the people that you'll meet along the way. It's a place that we should be enormously proud of, and a place that we should all visit at least once.
Hello there and welcome to CAMPR. This is a bucket list trip to some unbelievable destinations. This trip is so big, they've made a sticker for it. We're heading across the Plenty, we're in Longreach now, heading to Winton. We'll then go to Boulia across the Plenty Highway, the Red Centre, Uluru, the Simpson Desert along the Madigan Line, and finally into Birdsville for the annual ARB conference. Got a whole bunch of ARB buddies on board, going to be a lot of fun and a great adventure. Let's get going.
Our team of intrepid adventurers are on their way to a work conference in Birdsville. However, they've decided to take in a few special landmarks and go the long way round. Longreach is the perfect departure point, and after fueling up the 200 series, the 379s and 176 Toyota Land Cruiser, it's time to hit the road and head even further west.
Well, we're crossing the Thompson River, the famous Thompson at Longreach, and heading west to Winton. And I talked about this being an epic journey. It really is one of those great trips, one of those trips that I think anybody who owns a four-wheel drive aspires to at some point in time, a chance to visit the Red Centre and to do it off the blacktop, off the bitumen. And I'm so glad that we're going to get the opportunity to take you with us on CAMPR. We've got drones, we've got GoPros, we've got big cameras, we've got cameras so you'll be able to see the stars, and of course we've got a great cast of characters, those funsters from ARB. A few of them have brought their wives and girlfriends along. Kids have come along for the trip as well, and it's really going to be a great family adventure. So 2 weeks of fun in the outback. Here we go.
Winton is a short 200 kilometre hop, and of course home to plenty of attractions, including the Waltzing Matilda Centre and the Australian Age of Dinosaurs. But I prefer old pubs to old bones, so a cold beer and a steak sanger at the Tattersalls Hotel is a good place for us all to catch up after the morning's drive.
There ain't nobody gonna take from me. That is set to live your life.
So I mentioned the decal a little bit earlier. We've arrived in Winton, and Mark Lacey from ARB Coopers Plains and Springwood is about to bring us into the wolf pack. Is that right, mate?
That's it, mate, yes.
Very nice.
So we've got to make sure that's square or you won't be happy.
That looks fantastic. I know you blokes, you know, the detail's important with these ARB fellas.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
So now it is, mate, you've got your permit, you've got your pass.
So I'm in.
Congratulations.
I'm in with the team. I'm in with the team. Let's go.
All right, we're out of here.
So Winton, we stopped at Tattersalls Hotel, which is a great place for a steak sanger. That is an accredited campus snack stop, I can assure you. And from here, we're going to continue our journey further west to Middlemount, which is an amazing place, just a pub and nothing else. So we'll stop there and say good day to the locals, and then we'll roll on to Boulia, where we'll be pulling up for the night.
Rolling out through these amazing wide open plains where barely a tree is visible, it's easy to see why it's such great sheep and cattle country, when it rains that is. The Middleton pub is roughly halfway between Winton and Boulia and is a must stop if you're coming this way.
I'm at the business end of the Middleton pub here with the publican. Val, how are you, darling?
Good, thank you.
Thanks for having a quick chat with us. Tell us a little bit about the pub. How old is it?
It's 142 years.
142 years it's been here.
It's got a few wrinkles.
It has, but it's it's got a lot of character too, hasn't it? And I guess that'd be something of a record, wouldn't it, for a pub in Queensland? 142 years.
I don't know really, but I know a lot of towns are having the 150th birthday lately.
Yeah, and so what do you know of the history of the town? Was it a Cobb and Co staging post or?
It was, but that was later on, sort of thing. A carrier built the pub. And there was a little town, there was 70-something people. And once the sheep and that went out, well, everyone left.
Everybody left as well.
Yeah.
But you stayed. Why did you stay?
No, that was years ago.
Yeah. You guys have continued. Are you the one and only business in town?
Yeah, I think so.
How many people live here?
Me. Jeanette's visiting.
So it's population 1, Middleton.
No, it's usually 2 or 3.
If you're coming this way, you've got to stop in here and say hello to the family and have a nice cold drink of some sort. Thanks for talking to us.
Righto.
Lovely to meet you. And I'll let you get back to whatever it was you were doing before. Puzzles.
I'm only 3 weeks behind.
It was time to leave the Middleton pub in formation. Well, kind of. The afternoon was creeping on and Boulia was not getting any closer, so the last thing we needed was a distraction like this jump-up country, which looks like it belongs in a Roadrunner cartoon. A great spot for Mark Lacey from ARB Coopers Plains and Springwood to rally the troops for a few shots.
Would you get all the cars turned off? And then we want some lifestyle stuff.
This is one of the great joys of a trip like this, isn't it? This is happening in real time. This is the family, and these photos could end up in brochures, couldn't they?
Oh, absolutely. I think, we were driving through and we look at all that flat, sunburned country. The side's just terrible. Then all of a sudden this beautiful red dirt appears with these very artistic rock formations, and you think, got to have a look at that. So you pull over here to make a cuppa and have a look at it. I mean, look at the backdrop.
Mark, apart from owning 2 ARB stores, is a creative marketing type and does know how to get a good shot of a car. This is such an amazing vista, and as the sun starts to wane, we can't resist a few more minutes just taking it all in. The great irony of all this messing around is that now we won't get into Boulia until tonight, well after dark, which is perfect if you love the Min Min light stories. I mean, after all, this is the home of the mysterious Min Min. The story goes strange lights have been seen here in the early evening for years. UFOs? Some sort of other trickery? Not sure, but here comes one now. If you are going to be driving at night, a set of decent spotties will keep you out of harm's way. The main issue out here are roos and unfenced stock, and these spotlights throw out plenty of light forward and peripherally, which makes for a comfortable run into town on dusk. A rinse and a catch-up before dinner over the bonnet is always a good place to talk about the day that was and the day ahead.
Well, that was a great day.
Yeah, a cracker day today.
You blokes have a good day?
Yeah, we covered some miles.
Yeah.
Good day.
That's real plains country, isn't it, Jamie? Like from Winton all the way out here. And, it's funny, quite often people say, oh, did they chop all the trees down out here for the cattle? But it's got a lot to do with the cracking clays and the grass that grows out here, hasn't it?
Yeah. And there hasn't been much rain around, so there wasn't much growth about. So.
No.
Yeah, she's pretty dry out there at the moment.
And that jump up country is beautiful, isn't it? That Mesa country.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
So nice to pull up there and shine the trucks up and get the gear out, and the kids are running around. Are they having a good time?
Yeah, no, they're having a great time, mate. The kids are having a good time.
Fantastic. This is my favourite time of the day. Come here, Scott Jennings. When we got into town about 7:30 tonight here at Boulia, and stand around and wash the dust down.
Lean on the truck.
Yep.
What could be better?
And tomorrow, what's the plan tomorrow?
Big drive tomorrow. Big drive. I think it's 810 k's across the plenty. And so we're just going to all check our fuel in the morning and hit it.
Okay.
We can't have a late start tomorrow. Not like today.
Not like today.
We've got to get in and go tomorrow.
All right. So tomorrow's pretty serious because we are crossing from Queensland into the Northern Territory.
We are.
Yeah. Well, cheers, boys. Thanks
mate.
for a fantastic day, and the adventure continues.
And that day ahead will see us travel 800 odd kilometres across the Plenty Highway and into the Northern Territory to our stop for the night, Alice Springs. You'll see all of that on the very next episode of CAMPR. The ARB team can set you and your rig up for a trip just like this. Head into your local ARB store or look them up online.